Hi friends, welcome back. So I thought I'd make a video. I was reluctant to make this video, but I feel like I need to because I want to help others if they're going through something. And this video is going to be talking about cults. There's a fucking fly in here. Dumbass. Come here. Anyway, so, this summer I was, across the street. There's a farmer's market that happens every Thursday of the week. They start from after Memorial Day all the way up to the second week of October, and then they stop it. So it's from May to October. Um, anyway, so every Thursday they'll have it, and they have different vendors and different activities going on, different type of people there. Well, I like to go to the park across the street because there's a really beautiful pond that's very peaceful. And I like to listen to my music or sketch, even though I haven't had the energy to sketch anymore because I've been severely depressed. Before I started making this video, I was crying for no fucking reason, so I don't know why. Depression sucks. So I used to sit at the pond. There's like tables. One of these days I'll take a video so I can show you what I'm talking about. I don't have pictures on me. So anyway, there's like these like tables, kind of like picnic tables, but they're like metal, and they're black, and they have chairs and stuff, so you can have like a picnic there, or you can study there. They also have like this fence thing so you don't jump in the water, obviously, and you can sit on it, where you can sit and just look at the water and enjoy life. So anyway, there was these two people. Actually, this is when I was hanging out with this one ex-friend of mine who I used to work at a unemployment agency with. I'm not going to say her name, but I'm just going to call her Melissa. So Melissa and I were kind of like friends, and I didn't know her when I worked with her because I was in a different side of the job, like a different side of the building. So I didn't really know her till the end when my job ended because it was a temporary intern job. So we started talking later on, and she's like really religious, and to be honest, I think she was also pretty culty, and I'll get into that a little bit. But she wanted to have a Bible study with me because I told her I really been wanting to do a Bible study because I want to learn more about the Bible and stuff, because I am Catholic and she's a born again Christian, and I'm not going to judge all born agains, but the most people that are evangelical born agains are assholes. I'm sorry, Catholics can be assholes too. I actually got into a fight at a Catholic church not too long ago because of how cliquish they are. Like, any type of religion can be assholes. So I'm not just saying, oh, I'm Catholic so I'm better than everyone. No, I'm not saying that, because Catholics can be assholes just like the other ones too. But anyway, we were friends for about, since like 2019 is when we started really talking, and then in 2020, stupid fly, come here, bitch. Ugh. Sorry, he's irritating me. So anyway, as I was saying, my memory is bad, so bear with me. And this fly, I swear to God, if he comes over, I'm gonna throw hands. But anyway, so she asked me that she wanted to do a Bible study with me. This was like in mid 2020. Probably, or no, I would say, well, I was attending a Zoom Bible study when she told me about a Zoom Bible studies that she attended, and I enjoyed it, but I felt like it was like a commitment. As someone who's chronically ill, sometimes I'm gonna have to cancel because I'm in pain, or I'm just having a chronic fatigue flare up where I just want to sleep. So I felt like she wanted me to go every week, and to be honest, I have a hard time sitting still as it is. So, like, at church, when my wonderful priest, when he retired, he used to make the masses bearable. Like, I'm not saying service is unbearable. I hate being there. It's not that. It's just that you have to have some good people to do like church services. Make it interesting. I'm not saying make it fun, because it seems like Christians don't like when you say you can't make it fun. I'm not saying that, but make it interesting, because kids or teens, when they're sitting there, they're going to be bored. I'm sorry. I have attention span size of a peanut. I'm diagnosed with ADHD, so sitting still just for even 15 minutes is torture. So when I used to go to my old church, he used to make it like not fun but interesting. He would have great, speeches. He was very LGBTQ inclusive. That's why I went to that church. And then he retired because he was dealing with some medical issues that caused him to retire. But anyway, so I was attending that BSF. It's called BSF. I don't care if I even say this. So Melissa wanted me to attend BSF, which is Bible Study Fellowship, I think was what it's called. And it's through like Evangelical Born Again. Excuse me. I got bad allergies. So anyway, so we did that for during the winter. So this is when I was working at Five Below before I quit. So I was working and doing Bible study from end of, I would say, November 2020 all the way to March, and they stopped it. And I guess it goes on from like October to March, the online Bible study. So after that ended, Melissa came to me and asked me, she would call me, we Zoomed sometimes, and she said, would you like to do our own Bible study? You know, I got some good like reading material we can do together. And I actually have the book somewhere, but I don't know where it's at. But it triggered me. I'll get into that. So basically, Melissa and I were meeting up like weekly. We go during the farmer's market because, you know, I think it was because she wanted to. I think I killed it. Sorry about that. There's so many fucking mosquitoes in here. So I think she wanted to go because she wanted to evangelize people, you know. So she really didn't. But one day we were sitting at the park, you know, at the tables by the pond, going over the Bible study. All of a sudden, this couple comes up to us, a female and a male, husband, wife, whatever you call them. Anyway, they came up to us and they're like, oh, what you reading? And we were saying we were doing a Bible study. So they sat down with us and like was asking like what book was it and was it good? And they seemed really nice. And they told us that they were born again Christians and that they go around, you know, evangelizing people. I can't speak today, so bear with me. So I didn't know what their group was. They didn't even tell me what their group was. They just told me that they were evangelical born again. So I figured, well, they're just like Melissa. So so they were just talking to us, and then I guess Melissa kind of got into an argument with them because there's certain beliefs they believe in, as she has her beliefs and I have my beliefs. And I'm always open on hearing all different religious beliefs. Like, it's very interesting. I remember years ago when I was in 7th grade, I attended a weekday Christian camp where every day you would go to a different religious building. Like, there was the temple, Jewish temple, the mosque where Muslim people pray, which was so interesting to learn it. Protestant churches, all their churches, whatever, and the Buddhist temple, which was really, I love Buddhism. I think it's really awesome, and I'm a Catholic, and I just think Buddhism is very peaceful. But anyway, so they were talking to us, they were arguing a little bit, not like fighting, but they're like, well, I don't, you know, Melissa was pretty vocal about her beliefs. She's like, well, I don't know what if I feel about that, and they just didn't like her, but they liked talking to me. And I'm not going to name these people because I don't want them to come after me because I don't know if they're still trying to get in contact with me. But Melissa doesn't even believe in like social media. She thinks it's poison. And Melissa is your diehard conservative. And before anyone gives me hate about political issues, I am half Democrat and half Republican because I have some, you know, personal political issues that I don't agree with on the Democrat side. Same thing goes with the Republican side. So I'm like half. I'm like an independent. But anyway, so we were talking for a while and we swapped numbers, which was stupid of me, but I felt like they were really nice. Like I had some sort of like a connection with them, like a spiritual connection. So this is where it started getting a little like weird. So right after I met them, they were like, oh god dang it, another fly. I swear to God, come over here, bitch. Come on. Bitch. I swear to God. But anyway, sorry, I'm so annoying with that. But I don't like stuff flying. And then I itch from it because we have mosquitoes. I have a busted window. My landlord's trying to fix it right now. So bear with me if I see the fucker. So this is where I started getting weird. So after I, swapped numbers with them, they would come to, like, they would call my phone, like, almost every day. Like, they was, we just wanted to see how you're doing. It was great meeting you. Or we swapped emails, too, so they would send me emails. And I didn't think much of it at first, but then it started getting, like, really weird. But I thought, well, maybe they really want to be my friends. I'm very gullible. I'm very dumb. So I just trust everyone. No wonder why I have trust issues and I get mad at myself later on because I'm a dumbass. So, they told me that they had fellowship every Thursday. They would go to different places, but they were going to go to the farmer's market. And that's when I learned more about their organization. So this is where they dropped the bombshell on me. And at the time, I didn't want to accept that they were a cult. Try not to like say much because I don't want them finding my video. So anyway, so I'm just going to say the couples, not their real names. I'm going to give them like identity or, protection names. I'm going to call the husband, call him Robert, and then the wife, Linda. I'm just going to say that because she actually reminded me of my, she looked like one of my aunts in my family, believe it or not. So Linda, Aunt Linda, if you see this, I'm sorry. So anyway, Robert and Linda were, a couple, and they did this fellowship program, and they would recruit people. They call it outreach, but I call it recruiting. So anyway, they told me they wanted me to come to a Bible study on Thursday on the farmer's market, but only it was at 7 o'clock, and that's when all the people at the farmer's market would leave, so it'd be more like quiet and stuff. So I sat with them. One of their friends came, which I really loved, and I hope she realizes this is not a good like organization. She was so nice to me. We talked about a lot of things, and she was really sweet. I'm gonna call her Kim, which is triggering just to even say that name because of my abusive babysitter in the past, but we're just going to call her Kim because I can't think of another woman's name right now. But Kim, oh my god, I forgot her name. Kim, Linda, and Robert all sat around at the table. We did an opening prayer, and then they were talking about speaking in tongues, which I'll be honest, as Catholics, we don't really learn about that stuff. I mean, not saying that is bad or anything. I know biblically speaking in tongues is biblical. I know it is, but I just never really learned it. So it was kind of really weird seeing them talk in tongues. I felt uncomfortable a little bit because they didn't even tell me what the heck was going on. So then that's when they told me that they were a part of a organization called The Way International. And I thought they were Jehovah's Witnesses at first. But they weren't, but they're considered them because Reddit. God bless Reddit. But anyway, I didn't know about this organization. I never heard about The Way International in my life. And I've heard about Jehovah's Witnesses or those type of people that go on college campuses and try to convert you into the religion and stuff like that. Sister Cindy, I used to see on TikTok. Actually, I loved her though. She was hilarious, but I knew she was culty-like, but she was hilarious. I loved her. But anyway, so later on, I did some research on it because I remembered Melissa told me that Melissa's husband said that he knew what organization it was and he knew it was a cult, so he was right. So I did some research, and Reddit pulled up about The Way International, and they said that they're a world organization cult, but they're not like really bad. I mean, they're annoying as fuck, but they used to be really bad back in the day. But because of the laws and stuff, if you are with them and you find out shit about them and you tell them I'm done, the worst thing they'll say to you is you're a non-believer, blah, 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 which, you're not. Even if you were, that's up to you. I ain't here to judge you, So anyway, I looked it up, and I actually confronted them. They wanted me to come over to their house, like, all the time. Like, in the beginning, I didn't know who the fuck they were. They wanted me to come to Ohio to headquarters, which they lied to me at first. They said, oh, we're not affiliated with That Way International because that's in New Knoxville, Ohio. We're part of the Tennessee chapter or Tennessee headquarters. But then there's like, well, you want to come to Ohio with us to the headquarters church? We're going to have a service. We go once a month to the service at headquarters in Ohio. So lots of mixed messages. So I didn't think any of it. I just think maybe I didn't research it a lot. I just saw a couple of Reddits that said it was a cult, but I didn't see any really real articles. I mean, not saying Reddit's not real. I'm just saying more articles, more professional articles, more, I can't even think. I'm having a bad night. My brain is so anyway, I used to go to fellowship all the time every Thursday. I enjoyed it. I actually really liked their Bible study. They would apply it in your everyday life, and their Bible study was only 20 minutes, which I enjoyed because as someone who can't sit still, that helps. and I really enjoyed it. I wasn't bored. I really enjoyed their Bible study, and I wanted to get to know them more. So they took me to a picnic one summer. I mean, the summer. I was in like August, and it was with all the Way International chapters, and everyone was really nice. They were very huggy though, like very touchy feely. But I'm a type of person that likes hugs, so so I didn't think anything of it. We had they had a nice speaker that came telling how that program saved their life, which, I felt kind of weird about it, but I didn't really think any of it. Everyone was nice, blah, blah. So, I started going to their house because they invited me over for a Netflix night where it was called, or not Netflix, it was like a movie night where it was called The Chosen, which is about Jesus, it was a really good film, I will say. But anyway, it was like a Netflix series, kind of like that. And I had dinner over there. Kim was over there, so I felt comfortable. So I started getting like really uncomfortable around them when they kept like guilt tripping me. Like when I started this, I started a new job this past September, I was saying. I didn't start till like end of September. I really don't remember my start date. It's another retail job, and this retail job, so far they're very nice. It's a seasonal job. I get breaks and everything. It's not like Five Below or anything. Sorry, I'm so itchy. I swear I'm not picking my nose. I'm just itching like crazy allergies. But anyway, they would like guilt trip me. They'd be like, "So you don't want to come to our fellowship anymore?" Because I told them I struggle with mental health. I was dealing with like some really deep shit. I think it was like some PTSD from my old job, and then PTSD from my childhood. I was not on the right medicine at the time. So towards the end, I started like kind of like not going to fellowship. And what I didn't like about them is they told me, if you attend fellowship, you have to attend every Thursday. You cannot miss unless you're sick. So I told them that I felt pressured, and so I texted them. I said, you know what, I'm gonna be honest with them. I'm gonna tell them about how I, feel. I'm really depressed right now. So I told them, hey, I'm depressed. I'm dealing with a lot. I said my psychiatrist told me she wants me to rest, and I'll come back to fellowship in a few weeks, but right now I need to kind of relax. And of course they said, let me call you. So I hate talking on the phone. So I told them, just text me. They always wanted to call me. So, what was her name? Linda calls me and says, so you don't want to bother with us? Like kind of making it about herself. I said, no. I said that I'm dealing with some mental health issues. And she's like, is it because you're not praying enough? Or how some Christians do that shit. They always think it's demonic or all in your head. When mental illness is fucking mental illness, of course it's all in your head. It's a fucking mental health issue. And I told her, I said, no, I just need a rest. I said, I can't predict if I come to fellowship. I said, some days it's not even my mental health status. I'm chronically ill. Some days I'm in pain. I cannot get out of the house. And then she would say, well, we could always make it another day. Like she wanted to do it weekly. And that's when I started getting really uncomfortable. Like even my mom's like, this is like cult-like behavior. So I did more research. I actually posted a post on subreddit cults. And I wrote what was going on. And a lot of people said, get the fuck out of there. They're a cult. Thankfully, they said they're not bad. Like they shouldn't bother you. They might bombard you with love bombing texts like, oh, we miss you, come back. And but they're not gonna harm you. They're just really, really annoying. Especially if they're in Michigan. They're not as strong in Michigan. I feel like there's not a lot of chapters in Michigan. Because when I went to the picnic, there was like a total of 4 different chapters. And there was a total of probably 20 to 30 people. Not that much. So I started like getting really irritated with them. Because they would call me all the time. And they would make me feel bad. And I told them when I started a new job that I couldn't, I couldn't tell if I was going to be busy or not. I could be working Thursdays because I have a flexible schedule at my job where it's like, some days I'll have to work these days and next week is different days. Like they're flexible. I don't have a set schedule. So it just got to the point where they were just really annoying and like guilt tripping me, and they kept wanting me to come to headquarters, and I still wasn't comfortable. I thought, well, what if they take me and they kidnap me or something? I don't trust people. Yes, they've driven me around to places, and I appreciate it. I even gave them gas money and stuff. But I didn't want to drive that far. I was kind of still leery about them. I've only known them for like 4 or 5 months. And it just got to the point where they're really pushy. And she's like, well, why are you making it, Linda said this. Linda said, why do you feel so bad about not going? Because you guys kept saying if you don't go, you have to go, part of fellowshipping, you have to go weekly, blah blah blah. And they would like gaslight and guilt trip you and stuff. So the last time I saw them was about, God, it was almost like a month and a half ago, I would say. And I went to the farmer's market to attend one more fellowship with them to kind of tell them that I'm not interested anymore. This is where things got really bad. So, as I told you before, they recruit people. They'll go up to random people, asking them if they know their Lord and Savior Jesus, kind of like a Jehovah's Witness. But this time, I've never seen such a thing. Yes, they would recruit like adults, but there was these two high schoolers that were walking around the farmer's market, and they were sitting near us, and they were minding their own business. They were doing homework. All of a sudden, Linda and Robert go up to them and say, "Would you like to attend our fellowship tonight?" They're minors. They're like at least like between 14 and 16 years old. Oh. And you could just tell how uncomfortable they were. One of the kids is a trans man. It was a female to male. So he felt really uncomfortable, especially Robert and Linda. Believe it or not, Robert and Linda were not anti-gay or homophobic or transphobic. In fact, they were very saying that they support everyone, which was really weird, unless that was like a setup where they say that to encourage you to come. But they were never like transphobic, but they were misgendering the boy, and I really don't think they meant it. So what I did was I turned to the high schoolers and I said, "What's your guys' pronouns?" Here's another one. Come on, bitch. Did I kill it? I think I did. Sorry. So I said, "What's your pronouns?" And the trans boy looked at me and said, "He, him." I went. So as they were sitting and doing the speaking in tongues, going over the Bible liturgy, you could just tell both of them were so uncomfortable. And I was in the process of sketching, and then my next page I wrote, "It's a cult. Run. Tell your parents I'm stuck in this cult. I'm trying to get out. Run." And I ripped it out and I was folding it and I was trying to give it to the kid without them seeing what I was doing. So one of the trans boy that got up pretended that his mom called him, which was smart to do. Like, he's like, "Oh, I gotta take this call, it's my mom." So he got up, and you could tell the phone wasn't on. He just wanted to get out of there, which I don't blame him. So he lied to Linda and Robert by saying, "Hey, my mom called me. She wants me to come home. She's at the park right now. She's like 5 minutes down the road. She's going to come pick us up and take me and my friend," his one friend that was with him, which was a female, to take us home to eat dinner, whatever. It was like 6:30 or 7, one of the two. They started fellowship early that day, I forgot. So they're like, "Oh, well, we hope to see you again." And they gave them their cards, like the Way International cards with their phone number on it. And all of a sudden, I saw them pack up, and I said, "Let me help them." I was just trying to lie because I wanted to give them that note. And I think they knew I was going to say something. They said, "No, let's finish fellowship. They're going anyway." So I just felt really bad. I had the note in my hand. I wanted to give it to either the boy or the girl, but sadly I never got. So that was the last straw where they were recruiting minors. So right after fellowship was over, she kept wanting to talk to me, Linda. She kept like wanting to talk about my mental health, and it makes me really uncomfortable. She doesn't know what trauma is. Like, she's in her own sheltered world, no offense. So she could just tell that I was not in the mood talking. Like, I just was done with them. So they kept walking, and we were talking. I said, "I really need to get home. I'm not feeling good." I lied. I said, "I just want to go home." So that was the last time I talked to them. I actually blocked their numbers finally, and I told my mom what happened, and she told me to call the city. So I called the city and told them how they were recruiting minors. Like, it's bad enough they recruit adults, but minors, that's disgusting. So I haven't seen them. I went to the farmer's market a few weeks ago, twice, every Thursday before it closed down. They stopped doing it now. But 2 weeks before the farmer's market ended for the season, I went up there all night. I went from 4 o'clock, or when it started, 3 o'clock, but normally they don't show up till like 4:35 to walk around and shit. I was there 4:30 to 5, walking around, sitting around to see if they would come up to me or if they were still there. seeing if the city listened to me, and they did. I didn't see them. I'm not for sure if the city got my message, but I'm hoping that they did. But I never saw them for the 2 weeks. And mind you, it was a really nice day. The days that it was really nice and sunny. The only time they had fellowship at their home, if it wasn't at the park, was if it was a, rain check, like it was a bad weather or whatever. So I blocked them, and for the next couple of days, I got calls from them asking how I was doing, that they missed me, they wanted to talk to me. Never answered. So 3 weeks went by, and didn't hear from them. Recently, I just checked my text message. There's a block filter. You can check like who wrote you, and the 3 people that wrote me were Melissa, which I forgot to tell you about Melissa. Melissa ended up just being really transphobic, homophobic, and would tell me she was going to pray away my mental illness, and that's when I got tired of her. She started making me feel really bad about myself, and I just didn't feel comfortable with her, so I cut her too. So all of them were blocked, and they kept writing me. So the Way International people actually wrote me about a week ago. I didn't receive it till now because it was in my block messages. I checked, and they were saying, we hope you're doing well, we hope the training's well, and they said we have something for you, or I forgot what they said, but trying to love bomb me. They're trying to encourage me back in. And I remember what Reddit said to me. They said, no matter how much they contact you and say they're changed, or they're like toxic parents or toxic friends or toxic exes, oh, I changed, but they don't. So yeah, so that's pretty much it. So basically, I wanted to make this video because if you are someone that's vulnerable like me, like lonely or quiet or a minor, or just seem like you're I don't like to say different. Different's a good thing. I'm unique. If people come up to you and start talking to you, make sure you do your research. Don't be like me. I didn't realize about their, cult till 2 weeks later, and I should have not got involved, but I didn't really think much of it because I'm dumb. So, but if you see anything like that happening on college campuses or in public, please report it to someone, especially if they go after minors. That's disgusting. And to the 2 kids, if you do see this video, I doubt that you will, but if you do see it, I am the girl that was at fellowship with y'all, and I'm so sorry if Robert and Linda made you feel so uncomfortable. They are indeed a cult, and please, I hope you reported it to your parents. I contacted the city right after that happened because I felt so livid. Like, I was so angry how they recruited y'all. I know you say you wanted to learn about Jesus. Just look up, Jesus on YouTube. Make sure, it's not called, but just look up learning about Jesus. You can look at information like that, but please don't get sucked into things like that. They're everywhere, people. False prophets are among us, and, that's part of end time prophecy. And yes, I believe we're in end times. We've been in end times for freaking, years, but I'm sick of these Christians that, predict the end of the world coming. It's very, unsettling, disturbing, and it's scare tactics. Don't scare people. God doesn't want us to be scared. But this is my story on the cult of the Way International, and they are, in fact, a cult. I actually did some more research on YouTube and a lot of testimonies on escaping the cult. I've met people on Reddit that were born into the Way International, and their families have shunned them. Here you go. Yay! One more since I'm leaving. So anyway, trying to find my clicker, but I don't know where it's at right now. So anyway, peace, be safe. Please spot the red flags such as love bombing. Love bombing. Texting you, calling you nonstop. Encouraging you to come to fellowship. Telling you if you miss fellowship a lot that you're not a true believer. Just guilt tripping in general. Gaslighting. Those are red flags. Especially if they want you to come all the time, or when you first meet them, they seem really, really nice. I know not all the time when people are really nice that means that they're assholes or whatever. But, with cults, just be careful, people. Just please. And the minors, please be careful, especially on school grounds. They can come around on school grounds, especially college, too. So, anyways, alright, guys. Hopefully I don't get fucking murdered for this. But it needs to be told. The Way International is a cult. So, alright. Peace out. Love ya. And I'll make a video next time. Bye.